Hi friends, let us discuss the topic National Education Policy 2020. So let's get started. National Education Policy 2020 has been formulated after an unprecedented process of consultation that involved nearly over 2 lakh suggestions from 2.5 lakh gram panchayats, 6,600 blocks, and 676 districts. So, the Ministry of Human Resource Development initiated an unprecedented collaborative, inclusive, and highly participative consultation process from January 2015. In May 2016, a committee for evolution for the new education policy under the chairmanship of late Shri T.S.R. Subramanian, former cabinet secretary, submitted its report. Based on this, the ministry prepared some inputs for the draft National Education Policy 2016. So, what happened in June 2017 is that a committee for the draft National Education Policy was constituted under the chairmanship of eminent scientist Dr. K. Kasturirangan, which submitted a draft National Education Policy 2019 to the Honorable Human Resource Development Minister on 31st of May 2019. So let us analyze what happened right now. The Union Cabinet, chaired by our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi, today approved the National Education Policy 2020. So the new policy aims to pave way for transformational reforms in school and higher education systems in our country. This policy will completely replace the 34-year-old National Policy on Education that was released in 1986. So now let us see what are the highlights of this policy in the school education sector as well as the higher education sector. So the new policy aims for universalization of education, that is from preschool to secondary school level, with 100% gross enrollment ratio, that is GER, in school education by 2030. So this National Education Policy 2020 will bring 2 crore out of school children back into the mainstream through open schooling system. The current plus 2 system, that is the 10 plus 2 system, will be replaced by a completely new 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 curricular structure, that is corresponding to the ages 3 to 8, 8 to 11, 11 to 14 and 14 to 8 respectively. So this will bring the hitherto uncovered age group of 3 to 6 years. That is, normally the 3 to 6 years are left out of the education system. Right now they will be also coming under the school curriculum, which has been recognized globally as a crucial stage for the development of mental faculties of a child. So the new system will have 12 years of schooling with 3 years of Anganwadi or preschooling also. So this emphasis is completely on foundational literacy and numeracy, and there is no rigid separation between academic streams or extracurricular or vocational streams in schools or vocational educational to start from class 6 with internships. There will be also teaching up to at least grade 5 to be in mother tongue or regional language. There will be no language imposition on any student. That means no language will be imposed on any particular student. And the assessment reforms with 360-degree holistic progress card. That is a very innovative reform that I would suggest. That means the holistic progress card will be giving a tracking student progress for achieving the learning outcomes. Now let us see the reforms that have come to the higher education systems. The gross enrollment ratio, that is GER, in the higher education is said to be raised by 50%, that is by 2035. That is 3.5 crore seats is to be added to the higher education sector. The policy envisages broad-based, multidisciplinary and holistic undergraduate education with flexible curricula, creative combinations of subjects, etc. And also this undergraduate education can be of 3 or 4 years with multiple exit options, and also appropriate certification within this period is also given. The next important thing is academic bank of credits is to be established to facilitate the transfer of credit, that is for the education loans and such credit facilitating purposes. And also multidisciplinary education and research universities, that is MERUs, as far as with IITs or IIMs or any premier institute, is to be set up as mode of best multidisciplinary education of global standards in the country. Not only that, the National Research Foundation because it is very well known that we Indians lack very much in research and development purposes. So that mainly intended to this purpose, the National Research Foundation is created as the apex body of fostering a strong research culture and building a research capacity across the higher education sector. And also we are having a Higher Education Commission of India that will be set up as a single overarching umbrella body for the entire higher education purposes, and also for excluding medical and higher education or legal education, or also that is excluding of the medical and legal education. All of the educations will be coming under the Higher Education Commission of India. Not only that, affiliation of colleges is to be phased out in 15 years, and a stage-wise mechanism is to be established for granting graded autonomy to colleges. Now, let us see what are some of the other provisions according to this national education policy. There will be an autonomous body that is called the National Education Technology Forum, or NETF, and this will be created to provide a platform for the free exchange of ideas on the use of technology to enhance learning, assessment, planning and administration. National Education Policy 2020 emphasizes setting up of Gender Inclusion Fund, special education zones for disadvantaged regions and groups. New policy promotion also promotes multilingualism in both schools and higher education. As I have already told, that means there will not be any imposition of languages to any of the children, and there will be multilingualism. That means students can opt for any languages for their medium of study. The National Institute for Pali, Persian and Prakrit also will be set up under this policy, and also the Indian Institute of Translation and Interpretation will be also set up. So these are very much fundamental aspects that have to be always included and to be inculcated in the education policies of the country, and it was always demanded by all the educational experts under these years. So anyways, it have come to effect. Not only that, another important point that I have to say is that the central and the state governments will have to work together to increase the public investment in the education sector to reach up to 6% of our GDP, that too at the earliest. So these are the decisions and the reforms that are to be formulated under this education policy, and within that it's said that within 2030 we will be able to achieve these targets, and all the efforts will be made by the central and the state governments together simultaneously for achieving this. I hope everyone liked our video, and if you found this very informative, please like, share and subscribe our channel so that we'll be able to come up with more initiative like this. Thank you very much.